Yeah, they're intelligent, but that's just a general term. Intelligence is not the same as this complex system of emotion and personality, and I can tell you, killer whales have it in spades.
The Pacific Northwest is rich with wildlife, beauty, and mystery. And nothing combines all three of those things quite like whales. Craig Mackin is a marine biologist who studies some of the 17 species of whales that live or pass through Alaska, but his specialty is killer whales, also known as orca. Orcas can weigh over 6 tons and span over 30 feet. They're found all over the world. In Alaska, there are 2 types, residents and transients. They look almost identical, but they're actually very different animals. Resident orcas eat fish, transient orcas eat marine mammals like seals, sea lions, and porpoises. And this seemingly simple difference has affected the way they've evolved.
They've been separate for thousands of years, perhaps 10,000 years or more, and they just act like different species, but they look the same to the untrained eye. The residents are very noisy. Fish aren't bothered by the noise. The transients have to be really quiet. They have to use stealth. They're almost invisible. They breathe very quietly. It's like going deer hunting.
But of all the things that draws Craig to study orcas, it's actually the way they behave and interact with each other, some of which is surprisingly similar to us.
The family bonds with these animals are just as tight as ours. The offspring with resident or fish-eating killer whales stay with the mother forever. The males wander off when there are other pods around to mate with those females. They're back to mom, and in the end, they're with mom, and mom's feeding them even when they're big adults. We are incredibly connected with them, and they know it too. There's a knowledge that we are of the same ilk, basically. We have emotions that run very similar, that we have cultures that are built around the same kind of interpersonal relationships, and we have traditions that we follow, be it what we eat and how we eat it, or where we go and what we do there. It's pretty incredible.
Killer whales aren't alone in having seemingly human behaviors. Take, for example, the humpback. Humpback whales are extremely popular with whale watchers because they're very big, they're very easy to find, and they're really fun to watch. Humpback whales can migrate up to 16,000 miles every year, which is equivalent to swimming from Alaska to Australia 3 times over. In the winter, they live and breed in the warm waters near Hawaii, but in the summer, they return to Alaska to eat, and during this long journey, they do something very human. They sing.
They start this song in the fall on the Alaska feeding grounds, and then all during this winter period, they're changing it. Somebody comes up with a lick and everybody goes, "Oh, wow, that's cool." Or the females go, "We like that one." And then all of a sudden the other males are going, "Oh, I'm gonna work that one in." But the song overall in the population stays the same. That's what's so crazy. It's like a daisy chain, it's wild.
The songs can last up to 20 minutes long, and they're repeated over and over again. Scientists don't know why humpback whales sing. It could be courtship. It could be a tonal map of the world, a way of knowing what region they're swimming through based on the song that's being sung. But what we do know is that the songs evolve and change as though they're teaching them to each other, as though they're singing together. The more we learn about whales, the more mysterious they seem to be. Their intelligence, their capacity for emotion, their ability to communicate. It's awe-inspiring and can be life-changing.
I didn't really intend to do killer whale work. I intended to go to Alaska and I work as a fisheries biologist, which is what I started doing. And the whales found me, I was in a kayak in a lagoon in Prince William Sound where killer whales just don't go. It's a very narrow entrance, but it's 3 miles long and there's a lot of room in there. And I had killer whales come charging in when I was out kayaking, doing my fish surveys out of a kayak up these streams, and I couldn't believe it. And then they all just came right around the kayak and started just swimming really slowly and just hanging around in the water and where I could be eye to eye with them. And it went on for maybe a couple hours. I didn't know what that was going on at the time. It's what I call now group resting. And they just rested and hung out with me there for 2 hours or so. It was amazing. You know, I wasn't really afraid. Really, I was spellbound. I just was completely consumed by them. I wasn't thinking about everything that was going on. There was just something that pulled me right into being there with them. And, you know, it was something very different. And so it changed everything. I feel like they picked me.
By learning more about whales and supporting the work of scientists like Craig, we can stay connected to our planet and the habitats in it. And we can all tap into some of the magic of these beautiful, mysterious giants of the sea.